Hi, welcome to Social Abandonment Strategies. So, INTJs are one of the rarest personalities in the world. We are only about 2% of the world population, which is pretty rare. And if you are a female, then you are even more rare, like you are only about less than 1% of the world population. So, what is the reason for us to be too rare? For INTJs, there are some of the qualities that INTJs possess, which most of the world population do not. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why INTJs are one of the rarest personalities in the world. So let's get right into it. So the main question is this: how are introverts like us, who didn't use any special tricks to talk to others, can still be seen as confident? How do we manage to just stay in our room for most of the time and yet still make friends without being needy? And that is the big question that this channel will answer for you. Welcome to Social Abandonment Strategies. Welcome back. So INTJs are mostly misunderstood. People don't really get how we think. And the reason for that is, unlike others, we don't usually have a tendency to share our feelings and our thoughts. And that's what makes us unique. That is one of our unique abilities. We don't share much. And the reason for us to not share much is because we don't trust people much. Before we trust someone, we analyze them so deeply, like whether we can trust them or not. And even after we have trusted someone, we are still not going to share much about ourselves because we are still aware that they might betray us, right? Everybody just cares for themselves. That is a fact, and we believe that fact. So we're not gonna be sharing everything about us. And there are some contradictory qualities which makes us unique and really too rare for the world population. So let's get right into the first point, which is we are analytical and also we are imaginative. So what do I mean by that? We analyze every single thing. We analyze everything, even normal things that we see every single day. So we are analytical creatures. And also, just because we are analytical creatures does not mean that we are not creative or not imaginative. Because for the population, mostly, according to my research, most creative people are not analytical much. And most analytical people are not creative much. But for us, luckily, we have both of those qualities, and also we are naturally born with those qualities. I'm not saying that we are the only ones who have both qualities. There are people who also have both qualities and might even be better than us. But the reason for us to be unique is because we are born with those talents. We are born with both of those qualities. Let's supposedly say that you are not analytical, but you are creative, right? So you can still learn to be analytical, right? There is no limits to what you can learn. But as an INTJ, we have those qualities and we already have equal portions of those qualities. So while we are being creative, we are also analytical about that. So while we are thinking about new things and trying to come up with new ideas, we are still analyzing whether those new ideas will really work or not and such, right? We're not just trying to be creative. We go really deep in analysis skills. And based on my research, one of the best authors in the world are INTJs. That totally makes sense because if you want to be a good author, then you have to be creative and also you have to be analytical, right? So that you will not have much errors in your writing and your story will really make sense and others can relate to that. So you gotta be really creative and also analytical about stories and things that you're gonna write. And now let's go on to the second point, which is we are open-minded, but we are not open about it. So what do I mean by that? Now, it's a little bit contradictory, right? As INTJs, we are seen as cold and mean dudes, right? We are not so cold and we are not really mean. We don't mean to be mean, but we are seen as mean because we don't talk much. And whenever people talk to us, we just tend to listen and we just observe them and analyze them really deeply. So they think like, oh, that dude is observing me all the time, right? They don't feel much comfortable about it. And I totally agree. It is not comfortable to be observed by others and analyzed by others. But we still do it because it's in our nature and it's a good practice. So when we analyze, we are very open-minded about it. We are open-minded about the fact that there are also some other possibilities, right? When we are analyzing one subject, there are many other points of views that we can perceive that same subject from, right? That same idea from, not from ourselves. We can be in some other people's shoes and analyze that, and we will get different ideas. So we are very open-minded when we are analyzing things and ideas and people. But even though we are open-minded about it, we are not open about it. We don't tell others that we are open-minded, we are analytical and such, because we don't even talk much to them. And even though they might be our best friends and such, we still won't give them so much information. So even though we are open-minded, most people don't know about it. So this is one of the qualities which make us unique. Most people will want to tell others that they are open-minded and they analyze things and such, right? Because that is like, some people think that it is a pretty cool thing and they want to be cool, so they just try to tell people that they are analytical and they are this and they are that, right? Some INTJ qualities, because they are pretty cool in my opinion. But still, the problem is, if you tell people that you are doing this and you're doing that, then you are probably not an INTJ, because INTJs don't usually share much information about themselves. And the reason that I'm telling you all of this is because I'm making a YouTube video. I have to share it. There's no choice. I have to be transparent with you guys so that you guys can trust me. After all, I'm a stranger to you guys, right? You don't really know me in real life. You might know me, you might not. But still, if I want you guys to trust me and subscribe to my channel. Oh, by the way, subscribe to my channel. And so I really need you guys to trust me. So before you subscribe, you gotta trust someone first, right? Whether he or she is really making good content or not, or whether he or she is lying, or he is really telling the truth. So you gotta be honest and you gotta be transparent. So that's what I'm doing. So I hope you really appreciate that. And the next point is, we like deep conversations, but we are not sociable. We love to discuss about deep topics, like what is your life about? What is your purpose? What do you want in your life? How are you doing things to improve yourself? Those are the topics that we usually want to talk about. Not just about the weather or last night's game or some trendy things. We don't want to talk about that. So if you really want to talk with INTJs, make sure that you are talking with them about deep stuffs, about life, about your life. We want to hear your stories. We want to listen to them. We want to learn from your experiences and from your mistakes and from your successes. Honestly, we want you to grow, and we want to grow too. So we want to get new ideas while also giving you our ideas. So we like sharing. But that doesn't mean that we are good communicators, right? We are terrible communicators. I'm serious, we are terrible communicators. We don't talk to strangers. We don't make small talks. Small talks are one of the things that we hate the most. We don't like small talks at all, because in my opinion, it doesn't have any value. It doesn't have any meaning. Why are you asking me about the weather? Do you really even care about the weather? Like, I have no idea. And also, we don't want to engage with strangers much because we don't trust them. We know that when we are talking to strangers, it's gonna be awkward, right? Because we are not gonna talk much, and they are the ones who are going to be talking about 80 to 90% of the conversation. So we will just be listening, but still we are gonna be awkward because we don't feel comfortable talking to strangers. We don't have much experience about that too. So we prefer to have deep, meaningful conversations with one person instead of talking to everyone else and making new friends and chit-chatting and having fun. We prefer deep conversations, but we are not sociable. And the fourth point is, we have leading abilities, but we do not like to lead. Now, even though we have leading abilities, like we analyze things really well, we decide things really well because we have good analysis, and we are not much emotional, right? We can think logically in difficult situations, and we can make decisions which are pretty much correct. So I think we are good leaders, but we don't like to lead because we don't want to be in the center of attention. If we're gonna lead, the way I see it, I prefer to lead from the back. I prefer to control from the back rather than leading from the front. So when there are some leaders in our group, then I will just let them lead. I will just observe and analyze things from the back. So that's what I prefer. But when there are no leaders, then INTJs tend to step up and become leaders because we don't want our group to fall. We want to rise, we want to grow, and we want others to grow too. So as that is the case, we try to lead them, and even though we're not much comfortable about leading and communicating people and such, we still try to lead because that's the only way that we're gonna grow when there are no leaders among us except us. So that is the only choice that we have. So that's what we are gonna do. And the last point is we have different definitions of fun. Now this is like the really huge contradictory statement. So what is your definition of fun? For most people, it is partying, dancing, talking to new people, making new friends, drinking with a group of people and such. So those are the definitions of fun for most people, like going to concerts, rocking and such, right? So for INTJs, those are definitely not the definitions of fun. For most INTJs, we define fun as sitting down alone in our room and reading books that we love and trying to improve ourselves by doing some activities. Like for example, making YouTube videos. I like making YouTube videos because this is one of the ways that I'm improving myself. Like if I make YouTube videos, then in the future, when I get lots of audiences and such, then I will also get some income. This is kind of a passive income. Even though it's difficult for me to talk in front of the camera, till now, I'm not very much comfortable talking to the camera, staring right into the camera. It is really not comfortable for me, but still I'm improving. I'm trying to be comfortable with it because of you guys. You guys give me motivation, and some of the comments that I get are really motivational from. They tell me that I am helping them with their videos and such. So those are what I really want to do. I want to influence people, and then I want to be successful. So that is one of the reasons that I am making YouTube videos. I want you guys to improve. And also, while helping you guys, I want to improve as well. So even though I'm not comfortable with staring at the camera and making YouTube videos, talking alone, I still have to do it because I want to be successful. I think I'm being too transparent. Hope you appreciate that. Now back to the topic. Honestly, I think that most people are wasting their life and wasting their time. And when I tell them that they are wasting their time and such, they can respond like, oh, I'm just living my life. I'm just having fun. Life is short. Have fun while you can. Now, let me tell you something about this. The way I see it, if you are having too much fun right now without improving yourself, then you are not gonna have fun for so long, right? This is gonna be temporary. If you really want to have fun for the rest of your life, then you gotta do something to improve yourself right now. And then only you can rest earlier, you can retire earlier than others. And then you can have fun for the rest of your life. You can have whatever you want when you have freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. When you get those, you can do whatever the hell you want. But before those, for me, the way I see it, I would just make some sacrifices, right? Right now, I'm not going out and having so much fun. And I'm not going out with friends much either. Instead, I'm staying in my room, reading books, trying to improve myself, and analyzing myself, and setting plans to be successful in the future. I'm not sure whether I'll be successful or not, but I have hopes and I have belief. Now, INTJs tend to plan for the future. We think long term. We don't usually think just short term. Oh, I want to be happy tomorrow. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do that. We don't usually do that. We plan for long term. If we do something tomorrow, which is gonna affect our life for the rest of our life, then we're not gonna do that something, right? We're just gonna sacrifice that to get better things in the future. At least that's how I think. So I believe those are some of the qualities that are unique to the society and to the world. So that is why INTJs are one of the rarest personalities in the world. And that's all for today. Hey Introverted Warriors, thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn how to properly embrace your introverted qualities without feeling insecure, like the video, subscribe to this channel to be one of the Introverted Warriors, and watch another video of social abandonment strategies, and we'll talk again very soon. Remember, one right mindset is all it takes.